You ever have those days? You're so tired, you're like, I can't even, I'm just gonna, I can't even get up. Lazy gamer can't get to work on time. That's true. I could not. Wow, Arctic Blast is like super broken. You can't move out of it. I'm not holding the shift. I'm just clicking to try and move there. It only let me move when I ran out of mana. Wow, Arctic Blast is weird. Sood Sahib, thank you. Welcome back, 43 months. Your game is turn-based, Llama? Yes, it is turn-based, but I think it will actually be, like, I think that's a cool part about it. I'm very excited for it being turn-based, personally. Ooh, nice, Jeffrey. Streamer, don't die. I'm trying. Trying not to. Neil deGrasse Tyson. It's cute. Oh boy. We're at 627. Oh, not bad. This guy's called Enchanted, which is a pain. Arctic Blast versus Inferno. Well, the thing is, with Inferno, you can run Leaf, which definitely helps it. Now, you don't get the cold, but I do think you also just get more damage. So, Inferno's probably stronger. But again, I am very surprised in a positive way with how well this has done. Keep your eyes peeled for a long sword and a broadsword, by the way, everybody. Did we complete the No Vitality Necro? We did! No Vitality Necro is donezo. Feeling okay today? Your voice sounds off? I don't know, I'm like a little sick or something. Like I said, I came up here to work at 11, and then I laid down on my carpet and took a nap for 2.5 hours. Does FCR increase the DPS? No. No, it will not. Broadsword, 4 open sockets. Or ethereal. Ah. Alright, damage 654 to 722. Little buff. But what Inferno doesn't give you is the slow, which the cold is actually really nice. That looked sad. How do you still keep your vitals in check? What? What looks sad? I look sad? The Necro looks sad? This guy looks sad? Mm-mm-mm. Alright. Feel like I should do another punch barb for D2R. Really? Of all the things you feel we should do, it's another punch barb? Nice! The flare jungle is, I'm happy we got that skip. The kill speed, though? Bruh. We're flying. I don't know what you're talking about. Look how fast I kill these dudes. Okay, well, not those guys exactly right there. This is a bad example. These guys aren't dying very quickly. Got him. Easy. Sure, Kuros.
Impossible.
He's doing good so far. I mean, he worked his own way, you know. Dimensional blade. He worked his own way through. It was impressive. Is solar creeper part of this build? We don't have any solar creeper. We have a bear who can stand in the way. What other character is gonna take 4 hours to farm a single jewel? Truth. Yeah, if you want things slowed down, punch barb is... That's about as slow as I can go, man. Lorehelm with +3 to Arctic. I mean, that's the dream. Find me the +3 Arctic to open socket, though. Hey, alright, we have a longsword at least. That is something technically. Alright. Let's see what we got. Okay, so we can make spirit. Let's go ahead and swap you. I don't love that, but it's kind of what we have. It's not hardcore, but we also haven't died. We've just kind of been chilling. That barbarian build sounds painful to play. It was punch barbarian. We literally could just punch the whole way through the game. Find Frostwind. No, I like my spirit. Also, I doubt we'd be able to use that. That is a cryptic sword base. High requirements. So. Big doubt from me over here. Frostwind's only +3 to Arctic Blast? Yeah, exactly. It gives it just the 3, right? Because it caps it. It's kind of like battle orders, right? That's why you don't see CTAs on barbarians, like dual CTAs 6 bows, because it doesn't give it to you. So, yeah, it's big sad. Big sad, unfortunately. So, Spirit Sword's probably just our go-to. But Spirit Sword is still nice. Let's see. What is the Druid's... It needs a Mal rune, right? The Druid armor. So we aren't making that, probably. How often does Arctic Blast hit? It hits pretty often. It potentially hits every frame.
Daddy Bezos doesn't need diaper money.
That is true. Ort Mal Ith. That's it. Yeah, I knew it had a Mal rune for rain, yeah.
Mr. Llama Darcy happy.
Puceroni, thank you so much. Appreciate it. Doing a lot better than you thought it would. I mean, this is Act 3 Nightmare. This puppy is moving. I'm thoroughly impressed. And like, yeah, is it, you know, as strong as Blizzard or something? Of course not, but... Is it killing some dudes? It's killing some dudes, man. No, FCR is not helping it though. It's a big pain point. Oh yeah. I'm just happy that like I can, you know, run through and gather up like this many mobs and then take them down, right? Like that's the kind of important part, I feel like. Not every skill needs to be as good as Fissure, or Blizzard, or Lightning Fury, any of that stuff. It's definitely like a weaker skill overall, especially because of the cast time and stuff. But the fact that I can still like go and kind of gather up a few monsters at a time and fight them and take them out reasonably fast is quite lovely.
Happy belated birthday to baby Lilith.
Alpha Helm, there you go. 2 open socket, 3. Thank you, Snowman. 3, 2. Wow, it's just ethereal. Did she turn a year old? She did. She did turn 1 year old. Maybe we'll have a little party on stream. To come to the party, you have to go to !LamaRPG and wishlist and follow the game on Steam. That is how you get your invite sent to you. 5 Arctic Blast Pelt. I'm here for it. Yeah, gear so far is pretty meh. Finding like Druid Helm would be very nice. Finding a plus Druid skills Amy, you know. A couple things could do a lot. Yeah, she is a little 1-year-old baby girl now. You dropped Mars last night? Let's go. Let's go. What was the roll on it? I would still accept it. Okay. Bought D2R. Haven't played in 15-20 years, and boy, are you hooked again. It's just got some magic, man. Ooh, broadsword. It just has some magic that you don't see. Hey! Alright, let's go, baby. Longsword, get out of here. Tal, I think I have to craft up the Thal. Wait, do I have the extra Ort? I do. Ort. Thal. Ort. Am 28%. Whatever. Let's go, baby. There it is. And an absolute piece of junk. Wow. I wouldn't even give this to somebody I dislike. Lemco LL'd. Yeah, I mean, look, if we can get a Lem rune and a Ko rune. It would be nice. Woo! Alright, we got our spirit now. 804 to 879. Let's go, baby. Oh yeah, mowing them down now. Immediately comes out and gives it to Ormus. Hey, he gave it to me. I'm just returning it, okay? You joke with one of the D1 streamers, Inferno's OP. It's good. He's also paying me for it? Well, that's his option. His choice to give me some money for it. Ooh, cursed. Just norm. This is part nightmare. So we're already past normal. Honestly, through normal it did great. Nightmare has definitely seen the damage drop a little. Will any classic D2 uniques find their way into Lum RPG? You know, like, there will definitely be some callbacks and Easter eggs and things like that. I mean, I just, you know, as much Diablo 2 as I play and love and everything, it's just going to happen. But I'll also not, you know, we got to make it our own game too, you know? try and create our own cool items that will then hang around for years. Everything does great in normal? For the most part, yeah. Chance to cast level 25 meteor. That seems nice. So, yeah, but there will be plenty. I mean, honestly, I feel like a lot of what you'll see of Diablo 2 and other things like that is really going to be just like in how the game plays, how the game exists. Some of the, like, you know, like the skill screen's going to be reminiscent of it for sure. You didn't get notified on YouTube, but did on Twitch. They're always weird on like how they notify and what actually does and doesn't. Or it takes a bit, yeah. Is there any build configuration that prevented me from actually beating the game? I don't feel like there's ever been something we've just fully failed on where we couldn't beat it. Has there?
Hey sir, did Timmy make the move into the new house?
Thank you, Declan! He's up in the attic and doing alright, I think.
I can't.
Yeah, I don't know. Has there been one? There's oh, there's a Thol rune. There's definitely some that we didn't do like everything, but you know, like take the Ubers. Timmy and Warren roommates? Yeah. Loving roommates. Ah! I really hope LOM RPG is fun. Today's one of those days where I'm like, is it actually going to be fun to play? Will it have staying power? Will it be a game that I'll play and then want to keep playing? I really hope so. Really hope so. Don't have to hold shift. You do with the, if it's on your left click, unless you just like click on a monster, you know. The City of Gold expansion fake? Yes. Yes, it is. No, this one will not be able to do Ubers. No chance. The alpha will shed light on the playability of the game. I know, it really will. The alpha's gonna be like so important for that. And like, you know, it won't exactly give an idea of the staying power like in later stages and stuff because yeah, you know, maybe like the game
Take my Bezos
will be fun to play through, but then not fun to like go end game with and all that. But it will give a lot. Matt Canada, thank you so much. Into will this game even be fun to play a bit, you know. Recommended PC specs? I think a Raspberry Pi 3. It's pretty low. Next challenge should be hardcore Arctic Blast. I mean, we haven't died yet, so just kind of count it as a hardcore. Plenty of games are good, even if you don't no-life them. Yeah, exactly. I hope that it's at least good. Like, maybe it doesn't have, it's not a no-life game, but it's at least fun to play through and spend some time. But the way I'm building it, I'm definitely building it to try and become a no-life game a little bit. Like, I feel like that's where the game should hopefully get its wings. Is that it's a game where you'll, like, really want to continue farming and playing, and I mean, an RPG, right? Like Diablo 2. Obviously, it's not Diablo 2, and it's, you know, turn-based and all that, but like the same vein of my target audience is me, right? And I like games where I'm just excited to like go out and keep farming. And that's what I want. I want it to be so fun that you want to go out, keep farming, grind, you know, 500 cows, 5,000 chaos, whatever, right? Like, that's oops. Because that's how I like to play.
Good day.
Yeah, but it's not just a grind. It's like it's fun. Like you're getting a good experience, leveling your character, getting small upgrades here and there, doing fun little side quests, doing PvP, trading on the market, you know. I'm doing all the design, and then I'll do soft code. Warren's doing the hard coding of it. Plus other people that are helping out too, you know, in various ways. Come on. Nice. What? Oh. Wait, what am I missing? Oh, I never did the flare. That's right. Did we ever go over the Kickstarter poll results? We didn't do like a going over it, but... Oh, hello. But we did gather the information, and I have built out the tiers for the Kickstarter based on it.
Hello.
So it was pretty funny. Some of the stuff was wild. Like it'd be like design a unique item with Mr. Llama SC to implement in the game, and people would be like, $5. That's the $5 tier. And then it's like, name and credits, and they're like, $100. It's like, whoa. But overall, on average, we saw, it worked out pretty well. It gave good insight. Okay, Flare Jungle. So yeah, I mean now at this point with that Kickstarter and everything, it's just a matter of getting the alpha out so people can play and then see if it's something that they'd like to kickstart. Barbarian build looks dope. Thank you. Is there a trick to actually getting Blizzard to hit enemies? They need to be moving. That's kind of the trick. Ow. Jesus. If they're not moving under it, it's just not going to hit much at all.
I can't carry it.
A lot of boss groups in here. I'll take it. We will take it. Small charm. Have you ever done no map run? Uh-huh. I did a no map, and it was like pure darkness as well.
I need a key. Impossible.
Ah. Is there a mod who can run a poll in here? How much for you to do a dim vision mod run? What does a dim vision mod run entail? There it is.
Yes.
No map zoomed in. Zooming in is actually super hard on like the eyes.
Good day.
I'll put that there for now. Did not go well. We tried it. Yes. I have a poll request. Can you make a poll? Would you rather have a 2-day MVS, 2 times 12 hour, or 1-day MVS, 1 times 16 hours, let's say? Two by 12 or 1 by 16? Get away from dolls. Only kill required enemies might be cool. You can't really do that because you need to get experience to level up. Unless you're literally just respawning over and over and over those same mobs. 500,000 kills of... Does 16 hours mean half prices or not? The pricing is probably still... Oops. Discussable and TBD there. Wow, this just does not work super well. Alright, let's see if we can cheese Mephisto. Oops. Does it reach?
Impossible.
It's not great.
Good day.
Oh my god. Quit accidentally just slightly going there. Like, why is he moving? Okay. Perfect. They put 1,000 points extra votes. So, yeah, there's kind of the both. Oh, it's done pretty well. Like, I feel like the pricing adjustment is you know, still fine. We can still half off many of the things, and you can just find the new price point of MBS a little bit for certain things, as it is a little different. Easy.
Fisto's hatred was a poisonous void.
Alright, so we're maxed. This is the problem is we're at the max damage now that Arctic Blast has. That is the issue. It does not get better from here. This build might only be a through Nightmare build. Pump up Hurricane, but Hurricane gets all its damage from Tornado and Twister. So, what do you think about D4? Did the PTR start today? Has it already started for the new item stuff? How do people like it? I feel like for Hell we'd have to maybe like give ourselves equipment from the other if we want to do anything. Otherwise it's just really gonna be so slow. Yeah, I do like the shared stash for Hell or something. How's it looking? How's it feel? What's the general consensus so far? When's PD2 season start? Yeah, not fully just our. You're having a blast enjoying it? That's good. You're having an Arctic blast? This hardcore? No, but it is deathless so far. Ooh, the damage is really starting to drop. Good enough. Just scammers. I was in the middle of fighting. I didn't have time to answer the scammers. This will be a very long fight. Should probably get bear for this one.
What do you need?
Ay. So many guys around. Leave me alone. You cannot get static on a staff, no. I don't know. I don't know if this goes to hell. The fact that he's getting through Nightmare is impressive in itself. I know, right? It does kind of look like Hogwarts. Expecto Patronus!
Greetings.
It is an old skill. They didn't introduce any new skills. They adjusted a couple things, but nothing got introduced. Wingardium Leviosa, not so. Plus druid skills. My amulet's pretty trash. I found like 500 amulets. They've all been garbage. 1 to sorcerer skills. Dude, I found a 2 to cold skills circlet with like 20 FCR, and now 1 to sorcerer skills amulet. The game definitely thinks we're the wrong character. Or I just have the wrong hacks turned on. Must have my sorceress hacks on. Mosaic is in offline, it's just not in non-ladder. So. Hello. Hello. Okay. Is Fist of Heaven tankier than hammers? I mean, neither of them has to really do with tankiness, right? Alright, let's see what we get. Pretty much quick. Have I tried Titan Quest? I have. I enjoyed it. Good game for sure. I mean, what Blizzard is now and what they were before are very different. 2 to summoning skills, 1 to Twister. So, not as surprising when you look at it that way. Now we gotta go get a stone.
Hail to you, champion.
I mean, you know, look at a lot of the games. What World of Warcraft was, and Warcraft in general. Like, what game has Blizzard really produced in the last 10 years? That's, you know, new great content. When did Overwatch come out? And didn't they just try and destroy that for Overwatch 2? Overwatch was 2010, yeah. So that's not the last 10 years. Shadowrun's pretty meh.
What do you need?
Yeah, I don't know. Blizzard used to be like the game creator. Yeah, but like D2R, WoW Classic. Blizzard used to be the bar. Pretty much. Like, that's how I always saw it. Right? They came into the RTS space, dropped Warcraft and StarCraft. They came into the RPG space, ARPG space, and dropped Diablo. They came into the FPS space, dropped Overwatch. They came into TCG and brought Hearthstone, you know? And I mean, like, not everything was always the greatest. They came into the MMO space and dropped World of Warcraft. So, like, they really had some big hits there. StarCraft, Warcraft, Diablo. But even beyond that, it was
27
still...
long, painful months. Here's to 27 more.
Thank you, Stim. But then after a bit, I don't know. Now it's you don't expect a lot anymore with it. Why don't you use a companion? Because they'll just die. Now, a lot of times it feels like, hey, they're just living off the old titles and names. And I don't have that expectation anymore that, like, they're going to put out the game and it's going to be fully finished and polished and this beautiful experience that's going to change the game. Instead, it's like we're going to get Diablo 4 where it comes out half-baked and then the game needs to be built and adjusted after that. And you're like, wait, what? After 8 years of development, this is what we got? A lot of games are being released unfinished, and devs are like, we'll decide to release it if it sells. Exactly, but like you expect it from the other game publishers a little bit. I just didn't expect it from Blizzard to, you know. They were very different from that in the past, you know? They kind of bucked the trend with it. But they probably just got, you know, taken over by C-suite and merged with Activision, yeah. Definitely changed a lot there. Probably even more before that, though. I mean, like, the good news is we have Llama RPG still, so... What? I'm gonna die because of that. Ooh, that was close.
Hail to you, champion.
We have Llama RPG, Llama Gaming Studios, exclamation mark Llama RPG. We've got huge things coming down the pipe from them.
Hail to you, champion.
Alpha coming out soon. Maybe I should go up 5 more strength and wear that. Okay.
I can't.
D2 is so generic, it's basically unplayable. D3. I was like, what? I mean, you're entitled to your own opinions. I mean, I think it goes to, you know, whoever said the quote. I mean, I've said this quote as well without even knowing somebody else said the quote, but when you try and make a game for everyone, you make a game for no one. Dang, Evo. D3 has been labeled as an epic fail. Do you believe the same? I think when you look at where it came from, sure. Like, if random company created Diablo 3 and put it all together and did whatever, and it wasn't called Diablo and it was just a game, I don't think it would do crazy well. I think there'd be some people that play it, it'd be okay, and it'd be a game that'd be pretty forgotten. But it wouldn't be considered an epic fail, it'd just be considered, yeah, a game that was just made and fine. But when you consider they were coming off of Diablo 1 and Diablo 2, all the success of the Diablo brand, all the money, everything that they put into it, and that's where they ended up with, I think you could say, like, it was a failure in that regard. People are having lots of problems with D4 in the PTR. People were like, whoa, too hard, and then they learned to play, and you can't, and like it, and you can't please everyone. Yeah, I mean, again, that's just... Like, a lot of times it also feels you could look at, you know, Diablo 2 and be like, wow, there are certain things that are way too hard in this. And then you could go and nerf them immediately, or you can let it develop over time and people get used to it and then make changes. And that's something that I think, like, we actually see a lot in terms of like StarCraft and stuff, right? This is something that RTS do better generally, or the better RTS, is that you don't always throw a balanced patch immediately, right? You release a game, you release a balanced patch, and the first thing that happens is people go and they play it. And then they go, oh my god, this strategy is OP. Right? In StarCraft, a classic one was the 1-1-1. One barracks, one factory, one starport is OP. And then you give it time to simmer, and somebody figures out a way to counter it. And then that strategy starts to get less OP and less OP, and players start to figure it out better, and then it becomes fine. And sometimes things are a little bit OP, and there isn't, you know, it does just need to be balanced down. Eventually it's like, okay, yeah, after people playing for a while, they're still way too good. It's still dominant, and it's not fun. But they, you know, you give it time, though. Let it simmer. But I feel like in a lot of games, there's no simmer time. It's like, this too good, this too bad. Immunities are too strong. There's no way to beat Hell Ancients. I have my Blizzard Sorceress, and Corlix's 100% cold immune. This is impossible. Game is broken and dumb. And so I feel like nowadays, all the immunities would be removed, all the other things, you know. And it's like, you would lose out on so much of what's great.
Impossible. Impossible.
That was very dangerous. They removed immunities with Sunder Charms? They did! And Sunder Charms still aren't my favorite. Now, I think Sunder Charms aren't horrible and like are okay because you don't get them until you've beaten the entire game at least, right? So it does kind of like, okay, your character's beaten the game, they're super strong, all this stuff. Now we're letting them, you know, break it. You need level 75 as well, so it's not like destroying the game fully to do so. Also, you get the big minus resistance, which, look, I'm not going to take 100% credit for that, but the reason that you get a big knockoff is because I said, yo, you're not just gonna give this for free, right? We're gonna do like minus 100 or minus, yeah, I think I said minus 100. I said, you gotta give like minus 100 resistance to the element. And they settled on 70 to 90. Companion worthless, Nightmare in Hell, for the most part. Doom. Do you think we'll ever get more content for D2R? Not really. Maybe if Llama RPG does well enough, Llama Gaming Studios can buy Diablo 2 from Blizzard and then add more content to it. So, exclamation mark, Llama RPG, go wishlist and follow it if you want that to happen. It was, Hob. I know, it's so evil, Stim. By the way, we hit 5,000 wish list on Steam. Oh yeah, I would add an Act 6, and I would add another difficulty. I would add Inferno difficulty, so that you can take your characters beyond. Because right now, Hell is great. It's great to play through, but once you start to stack your character, you get some of those nice rune words and things. Hell just is too easy. So we would have a 4th difficulty that's really hard, and it's for those characters that are, you know, really stacked with all the good gear. One could say the game is picking up steam. Oh, I like that. I'm going to use that. 4th difficulty mode also encourage group play. Exactly. Hey, Michael P. 5 months re-membership. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Why is it not sharing it? I don't know. Sometimes YouTube alerts just fail. Can I not reach out to Blizzard point of contacts to suggest such a thing? They're all working on Diablo 4. Like, I mean, I've reached out and been like, let me suggest this, whatever. But they don't, you know, who's working on it? Ooh, unique ring. Who's working on it? You know, nobody. Right. Hello, I would like to suggest you spend millions designing something that I would like. Mavina's? Garbage, garbage, garbage. Oh, man, old. Come on, womp womp. That's so disappointing. Always man-old.
What do you need?
The boots are also trash. Just disappointment all around. That's alright. Act 4 down. Pretty good Act 4. Pretty good Act 4, all things considered. Favorite act? I really love Act 1. I think Act 4 is my favorite act. Now, it is really short, of course, because they had to chop it down and everything. But I love the, like, theme, the colors, the monsters, the difficulty. The Chaos Sanctuary is like... The Chaos Sanctuary might be the best zone in the game. You know? Like... It's just such a cool design. And it's not complicated, but it's just so thematically fitting. I feel like that's the big piece. Like, you go into this zone with kind of these 3 branches, and you have to go pop the seals, kill the mini mobs, mini bosses, and take out Diablo then in the center, who spawns after you've kind of summoned him through taking out the seals. But additionally with that, it's got like the most dangerous monsters. Not all, but a lot. You've got the Oblivion Knights cursing you. It's just like super hard. It's, you know, it's just like the difficulty of it is so fittingly great for being there with Diablo. They used to do Iron Maiden, now they do Lower Resist, which is also hard. The lore, the quaking, not even death can save for me. It's just like, yeah, just such a beautiful moment. So. I think that's just like great. But other than that, I really like Act 1. I feel like Act 1 does a really great job of kind of pacing you through a lot of areas in a nice way. Nothing in Act 1 feels like a slog. It all feels like you're just kind of moving through, you know, like, all right, you're out in kind of the wilderness. You're doing the cold plains and the stony field and dark wood. You have the underground passage a little. You've got some caves and pits. It really feels like, okay, I'm in the wilderness. And then you get yourself to Tomo Highland and you enter the outer cloister, monastery gate into the outer cloister, and now you're going through the jails. And then you're descending the catacombs, and it's just got a cool, like, pacing between all of those that I really like. Yeah, Act 1 is just like classic RPG. It's nice. Least favorite act, then. I feel like it used to be 3 because the jungles, but once I learned enough about the maps of the jungles, I actually enjoy Act 3 a lot more. I think Act 2 is still my least favorite. It's maybe a little too samey all around. And then you just, like, you know, it's just like desert, desert, desert. I do appreciate, like, the maggot lair and stuff that they were willing to go and make, like, brutal, just, you know, zones like that. But into, like, the Arcane Sanctuary, it's kind of annoying. It's beautiful as can be. But gameplay-wise, it's a little bit frustrating / annoying. And then Tarash's Tombs and the Undead and Unravelers and I don't know. The monsters I don't love, and I feel like the zones don't transition quite enough there. Because when you look at like Act 3, you start out in the jungles there as well, and you're there for a bit. But then it feels like you really transition there with like Durance and all of that, you know? And it takes you to like a really cool, you have the Travancore into the Durance, and it's like a really... Whereas Act 2 is just like, Duriel's just kind of in a hole somewhere. You're like, oh wait, there's Duriel. But Act 3 is also not my favorite, you know. But I do think Act 3 has improved a little. Because I even like the Kuros Bazaar and kind of all around there. Once you get like Flare jungling on, Act 3 is like great. Before that, it isn't awful though. I don't mind it as much. It's a little sad the Great Marsh just kind of exists, and sometimes you have to go through it, sometimes not, and all that. Arctic Blast still gets pretty long. Yeah, Travical Endurance, I think, do a lot to, like, add to the coolness there. Whereas Duriel, you know, he's kind of bugged with his item drops and all that, and it's not as cool. Though running like tomb runs can be fun. I feel like Act 5 is okay as well. Like, Act 3 and Act 5 are honestly probably pretty close together for me. I think Act 5 might be a little bit too samey with all the stuff. It's really not until I feel like you hit the end of Act 5, when you get to like Worldstone Keep and stuff, that it gets super cool. You're like, yo, this is awesome. But otherwise, it's okay. It's very linear. You know. Like, almost slightly too linear. And Ancients is cool. I like the idea. Like, Act 5 has enough of those things that it is cool, you know. Yeah, I love, like, the idea with Ancients being this kind of, like, test to get past and stuff. And then Worldstone Keep is epic. And again, you have some, like, really hard threats, and so Act 5 redeems itself there. But I do feel like everything in the middle of Act 5 is completely forgettable. Like, from the Frigid Highlands, after you kill Eldritch and stuff, all the way to the Ancients is pretty forgettable area that you never really care about. Whereas I still enjoy, like, the Flare Jungle somewhat and stuff. I'll pop around to the Far Oasis and some of these areas, but I don't do anything ever, really. The red portals are forgettable. Which is a little sad. I think if the red portals were better, it would do more for it. Crystalline Passage and Glacial Trail are practically identical. Yeah, I mean, they're like completely identical except in name. Obviously, they have differences. But it does feel like it's just the same zone duplicated. One leads you to Anya, the other doesn't, blah, blah, blah. You know, there's difference, but yeah. A little bit of variety lack in some of the pieces of this act. Pit of Acheron, Pit of Boring, right? Nailed it. But yeah, all the red portals are pretty identical and like forgettable. And then when you're running through the Ariat Plateau versus the Frozen Tundra, versus the Frigid Highlands, it also kind of feels the same. It does just kind of feel like it's a straight line, linear path. Everything is start and bottom right, go to bottom left. Start and bottom left, go to, or top right, you know. Just like straight line across. But it's okay. I don't mind because the whole game isn't linear. I think that helps it, you know. Like, if every act was as linear as Act 5, it would be awful. You're supposed to be scaling a mountain, essentially. It just comes across as flat. You're supposed to be scaling a mountain? Oh, I guess that makes sense. Mount area. Act 1's more linear than Act 5? Not quite. Like, Act 1, Cold Plain, you know, the Blood Mortar is a little bit. Like, yes, you're following the dirt path. But the dirt path sometimes leads to multiple spaces. And it has kind of turns, and you do get some breakup with it. Yeah, some of those zones have a similar feel. You know, I do agree, but then you get to the outer cloister, and you still have outer cloister, jail 1, jail 2, jail 3, inner cloister, and then you're going down into catacombs 1, 2, 3, 4. There's a lot there. And they add a whole maze feature difference, whatever. Here, it doesn't really start till the World Stone that you really get that, like, different piece. Worst case, I suppose we can always cheese these guys. Scusi. Linear is good. To a degree, linear is good. To a degree. There is a point where linear becomes so linear that you end up with Diablo 3 Greater Rifts, right? Where it's just linear. Everything. And D4 kind of runs into the same problems, you know. Sheesh. Alright. Whoa, Jesus. Lightning enchant is brutal. Okay, I just want to kill Talik. Then we can deal with the other guys. Goodness gracious, that lightning enchant is nasty. Stop. Uh-oh. Dude has no chill. He's got some faster unlocked boots on as well, which is super annoying. Okay. Not bad, actually. Alright, just need to pin him against a wall. Are we playing the D4 PTR? Does it seem worth playing? Might be worth checking out. I'll let chat tell me. I get it, Foot. Looks like I'm trying to Febreze something. I mean, I think there's like multiple issues. People's attention spans are getting shorter and shorter, but companies are also like finding ways to take advantage of our minds more and more, you know, and monetize them. Like, there is a lot of psychology surrounding all of the monetization and how they get everything set. Okay, let's go 60 strength and swap this guy. And so finding ways to take advantage of that and then use it in ways that are potentially more damaging in a way, you know? I mean, it's kind of like the idea of also something I really dislike, which is all the, like, gambling in sports betting. And, like, look, I enjoy going and gambling. I do think it's fun. I do think it's addicting. And it's good to have barrier to that, you know? But all the gambling, all the gacha games and loot boxes and everything brought in everywhere, all over, it's everywhere now. And it's so easily at your fingertips. That's kind of the problem, right? Will RPG have cosmetics? Yes, but not. You're not buying cosmetics in the game with money. You're crafting them with materials you get in the game. Right, like Diablo 2 has addiction, sure. In terms of just like it being super fun and addicting to try and find items, but it's not as damaging, I would say. It's not taking advantage of it and then using psychology to make it so you're now going to put money in and start, you know, damaging your future. Or just financially get lost in it. It's not bad. Sure, more. But I also think even like just like how much like social media and things learn about you and do all this sort of stuff and like take advantage of that. It just like it doesn't it feels icky, you know? Agreed, I guess. It just feels icky to me. Everybody has learned that we are human and then is trying to find ways to exploit all of that. Right, and even down to the way of advertising companies know that you're more likely to share stuff that makes you angry. So how much stuff that gets shared is hate. And even fake hate, but, you know, just hate just everywhere because it's easier to rile people up. You had a friend who went into debt playing Clash of Clans? Yeah, and it just feels like it's brutal, you know? But it's so many games. It's just so much stuff now. It's like almost unavoidable. The best way to avoid it is to go to !LAM-RPG. See? Now who's taking advantage of it and but it is hard to avoid. Like I say, sports is where it's like, ugh, the most annoying. Even as a gamer, but someone who just casually enjoys sports some, it's like, you can't watch a game anymore without getting the betting odds constantly updated and stuff. Hey man, the Generals they got their games coming, man. They're due. The Hurricane is a 1-point wonder and the Bear is just a tank. The Arctic Blast is the damage. But, you know, I've already maxed out Arctic Blast and its one synergy. Oh my gosh, Blinken. Every sports YouTuber has Big Gamble behind. Exactly. It's all over. Alright, we got Souls. Dark Lords, not great. Sanders boots. I love the look of Sanders boots. The purple. Yeah, very royal color. Who was Sander? I don't know. Oh, yeah, it's just gonna happen, Rip.
bound to happen. Sander was an apprentice of Rathma, a necromancer. Alright, there you go. Get him. Nice. Can learn history and play D2. And the thing with some of those like mobile games even and stuff is they can be fun. Like they can have fun things that are enjoyable. And it's like, man, if you just took out the pay to win part you slip in there. The loot box piece. It'd be a blast. Won't be enchanting ravens, but you can have ravens. Ravens are really strong, so. I mean, I think if you take out all the pay to win of Diablo Immortal, it's actually a better game than Diablo 4. I felt like zones were a little more interesting. It still looked plenty mobile, but Diablo 4 I think also, like Diablo 4 is even a little more generic in many ways. And I really thought the PvP was super cool for Diablo Immortal, the idea behind it and stuff. Like, we don't really have that in D4. I'm not saying it would be a good game. Like, I still think it would be far inferior to Diablo 2, and I would still be overall disappointed with it. I'm just saying, compared to what was Diablo 4, I feel like there were places I was playing Immortal, and I was like, well, this part, you know, again, the PvP, I think, was the big part. And I'm like, it actually feels a little improved in this game. Can't you just ask Blizzard for a D2R expansion? Sure. Hello, Blizzard. Will you guys put millions of dollars into creating this thing that I want? I believe everybody else will want it. Thank you. Not sure about millions. It'll be millions. Unfortunately for big companies like that, that's just gonna happen. Now, if they just handed it over to me and Senpai and, you know, Green Dude and stuff, could probably do it for less. Oh yeah, Rycox. Think if I buy 1 billion of their stock, they'll do it for sure? Well, for me to buy 1 billion of their stock, exclamation mark Llama RPG. Go wish list on Steam and follow. The better Llama RPG does, the better all things for our gaming will be in the future. You've never seen this ability before? See, that's because you're smart.
How may I be of help?
How much money do I need to make the llama game? I think the llama game overall will be about 50 grand in development. That's doing it pretty cheap with having a lot of people help in simpler ways. Some volunteer, some, hey, just take a percentage. You know, I'm giving percentages to people who are like helping a lot.
I'll put that to good use.
Yeah. And with, of course, me doing all of the game design. So not getting paid any amount for that. So that makes it much cheaper that way. Nice. Another static proc. Nice. Methinks hell's gonna be difficult. I mean, hell is borderline, not impossible, but boring as can be. Because there's no more damage. They need another synergy. Like, this really needs Hurricane, 15% cold damage per level. Without that, it's like, there's no way to add damage, and so, oh my god, it's just gonna be forever if we take it further. Like, I don't know if we should even do hell. It's gonna be so slow.
Salutations.
Yeah, I think all in all, if I were to be like more, you know, what the true cost of Llama RPG would be if, you know, we were doing it more in a standard way, it'd probably be around like 125 grand. But I think we can do it for 50 and shortcut it in many ways, and again, not pay ourselves and that sort of stuff. $150K bottom with my labor. Yeah, that's still probably like underselling my labor, but I mean that's fine, but it's just it's understandable why it's very difficult for like indie studios and stuff to make games even. Because it's just tough. Now, to be fair, if I would have made an RPG or not an RPG, I think it would have been easier, you know. I think RPGs are one of the hardest games to make just in terms of the amount of content that you're having to create. Other ones have their own difficulties as well, though, of course. Nah, no AI for Llama RPG. I don't love AI. Not that I'm like super against it overall. You know, like, hey, it does have its concerns and issues and stuff. But